Hey everybody, I'm John Dietz. I'm speaker, trainer, coach, and business builder with eXp Realty. Thank you for joining me today, and let's get started. So I've been looking at a lot of YouTube videos lately on different real estate brokerages, and there's a lot of these companies that are doing X company versus Y company, and one in particular that I looked at was Real Broker versus eXp Realty. And one of the things that I saw was there's a whole lot of videos out there that are coming from real estate agents that are at Real, comparing the two companies. And quite honestly, I had to look really, really hard to find anything on real estate agents at eXp comparing the two companies. So I think you're kind of getting one side of the message here. And my goal today is to come to you with a side-by-side comparison, giving you another spin on this conversation. And I'll do so in a way where I'm not being negative. I'm just going to share factual information with you. And then I'm going to ask you just to make up your mind. What's the best opportunity for you based on the facts? So the first thing that I want to do is I want to go to screen share, and we're going to talk about revenue share. Today's video is 100% about revenue share. I'll do another video at another time when we talk about support, training, and coaching, and systems, models, tools, and technology. But today's conversation is going to be 100% about revenue share. So let's share our screen, and let's see if I can make this bigger for you. This should do it. Okay, there we go. All right, so the first screen you're looking at is RevShare 2.0. This is eXp's new version of revenue share. I'm going to start at the top of the page. First thing I want you to notice is these three boxes right here. So one of the things we did at eXp is we got rid of the qualifiers in order to open up level 2 and level 3. So no qualifiers in order to unlock levels 1, 2, and 3. Major difference. I'm going to go further into this in here in just a little bit, but that's a big deal. The number of agents that you need in order to unlock level 4 is 5. That's a significant decrease from what it was. And you're going to see when you look at these two companies side by side, it's substantially fewer agents to unlock levels 4 and 5 at eXp than it is at Real Broker. Now, the next thing I want you to pay attention to or focus on here is level 1 pays at 17.5%. What does that mean? So it's 17.5% of the $8,000 revenue share that's going to get shared from the $16,000 cap the company has collected. All right. So the whole idea behind revenue share is it's designed to be 50% of the revenue that's coming into the company. Well, at eXp, they have a $16,000 cap. Therefore, the revenue that should be shared is $8,000. And in the old model, and when you look at Reels, you're going to see what I'm talking about here in just a second. In the old model, these amounts were up to $2,400, up to $3,200. And if you added up all of the dollar amounts, it came to a total of $16,000, which is 100% of the money that's being collected by the company. And we know that doesn't work because if the company shares 100% of their revenue, then obviously they're not making any money. So what eXp had to do is they had to create a buffer in order to make sure these numbers were coming in at 50% of revenue share. It was honestly a little bit confusing. This is so much more simple. So these are real numbers. There's no more buffers and no more qualifiers for levels 1, 2, and 3. So if you took 17.5% of $8,000, you're going to come up with $1,400. That's the amount of money that's going to be paid out at level 1. Now, the way this works is with every single closing, you're going to receive 17.5% of the company dollar for an agent in your first level. You're going to receive 17.5% of the company dollar that's collected by the company. So, for example, if the GCI was $10,000 and 20% of that is $2,000, you're going to receive 17.5% of that $2,000. Now you'll continue to get those payments every single month until that agent caps and you've maxed out at 17.5% of $8,000, which by the way is $1,400. All right. Now at level 2, it pays at 20%. And again, the way it works is you're going to get 20% of the company dollar that is being paid out for revenue share, 16,000 company dollar. If you have an agent in your second level who closes a $10,000 deal, 20% of that is company dollar. That would be $2,000. 50% of that is going to get paid out in revenue share, and 20% of that is going to be a total of $1,600. All right, I'm going to go faster as we get going. I just wanted to focus on those. Level 3 pays at 12.5%, and the maximum that you can earn at 12.5% is $1,000 for a capping agent. Again, that's 12.5% of the $8,000 that's getting paid out in revenue share. Now, level 4 is when we start talking about qualifiers. And at level 4, you're going to need 5 qualifiers in your first level. A qualifier is someone who's closed at least 2 real estate transactions, one every 6 months, with a minimum commission of $6,000. And as long as you have 5 qualifiers in your first level, then you've unlocked level 4. Level 4 pays out at 7.5%. which is $600 maximum of the $8,000 revenue share that's getting paid out. Level 5 is 5% of the $8,000 that's coming in. Level 5 requires 10 qualifiers, and the amount of money you're going to get is 5%, which equals $400 of the amount that is being collected by the company, or 5,000, excuse me, 5% of the 8,000 that's getting paid out. All right, level 6 requires 15 qualifiers, pays out at 12.5%. So there's a bump here. You're actually getting more at level 6 and level 7 than you did at level 3 and 4. And 12.5% of $8,000 is $1,000. All right, so at level 7, you have 30 qualifiers. This is the number it's always been, at least for the last year, maybe year and a half. It's been 30 qualifiers, still 30 qualifiers. And that pays out at 25% of the $8,000 that's being paid out through revenue share, which is, of course, $2,000. So add up all these numbers, 1,400, 1,600, 1,000, 600, 400, 1,000, and 2,000, and you're coming up with a total of $8,000, which is 15%. 50% of the revenue that's being collected by the company. That's the way it's supposed to be. All right, fair enough. I'm going to go to another slide because I have something else that I'm going to share with you here. If you look at tier 1 over here, it shows 17.5%. Same thing that you're seeing over here, which is what I just shared with you a moment ago. But what I didn't share with you is in year 1, there's a 50% bonus here. So anybody you bring in at your level 1 who is a capper, you're going to receive $4,000 in revenue share for all of your first level cappers. Huge bonus. And that's just for the first year. And then after that, it's 17.5% of the $8,000 that's being collected, or $1,400. All right. Let's get into a Real Brokers revenue share model. If you look at level 1, pays out at 5% of the commission that's being collected by the company. And what's interesting is if you look at all 5 of these levels, say 5% at level 1, 4% at level 2, 3% at level 3, 2% at level 4, and 1% at level 5, it comes up to a total of 15%. Here's what's interesting about that. At real estate agents are on an 85-15 split with a $12,000 cap, and these numbers add up to 15%, which means if they're actually paying 5% at level 1, 4 at level 2, 3 at level 3, 2 at level 4, and 1% at level 5, they're giving away 100% of the money that's coming in. And of course, we talked about this a few moments ago. We know that doesn't work. If they actually did that, then they're giving away 100% of the money that they're getting. And of course, the company's not making money if that happens. So what happens? There has to be a buffer in order to make sure these numbers are truly 50% of the money that's coming in. I'm going to get into that a little bit more on the next slide. The other thing I want you to notice is you do have qualifiers for levels 2 and 3, where at EXP, there's no qualifiers needed. These 3 levels are unlocked from the start. You need 5 agents at level 1 who are qualifiers. Now that's 5 agents who are closing 2 deals a year with a $6,000 commission. Sounds simple enough. So I went into the MLS and I did some research on this. In our local MLS, we have 385 agents that are with Real Broker. Now, out of 385 agents, 160 are meeting this qualifier level, which means 42% of the total agent count is actually achieving that qualifier level, which means 58% aren't. It's pretty interesting. There's actually 122 agents out of 385 agents that haven't sold one home in the last 12 months. All right, let's look at the rev share model. Tier 1, again, you get 5% of the commission. Tier 2 is 4%, 3%, 2%, 1%. This adds up to 15%. That's 100% of the money that's coming in. We know that doesn't work. And the amount of money that's being paid out at Tier 1 is $4,000, $3,200, $2,400, $1,600 for Tier 4, and $800 for Tier 5. These numbers would be amazing, and it would be awesome. And if these numbers were actually accurate, I'd be at Real Broker right now. However, they're not. If you add them all up together, it comes up to $12,000, which is 100% of the money that the company is collecting. And we know that doesn't work. So there needs to be a buffer in order for that to equal 50% of the revenue that the company is collecting. So $4,000 really isn't $4,000. It's $4,000 minus the buffer. So we did a little bit more research on this, and I wanted to see, okay, on average, what do these numbers look like in reality? And if you look at the right side of the whiteboard behind me, and I'll scooch just a little bit so you can see that, you're going to see at level 1, you have $4,000. However, if you use a 60% buffer, which is the number that I came up with doing my research, not saying that it's always going to be 60%, but on average, it's going to be 60%. It's not really $4,000 that's getting paid out. It's $1,600 that's getting paid out. And level 2, it's not really $3,200, it's $1,280, and so on. Level 3 is not $2,400, it's $960. Level 4, it's $640, and level 5 is $320. Those are the actual amounts that are getting paid out after the buffer. And then again, when you look at the qualifiers, you need 5 agents at level 1 in order to unlock level 2, 10, 15 agents at level 3 at level 1 that are qualifiers in order to unlock level 3. Now, if you look at EXP over here on the right side of the screen, 0 to 4 qualifiers all the way down to level 3. So you have all 3 levels that are unlocked from the beginning. You actually have real amounts not using a bonus or a buffer. Level 1 pays at $1,400, level 2 at $1,600, level 3 at $1,000, level 4 at $600, 5 is $400, level 6 is $1,000, level 7 is $2,000. This totals at $8,000 that's getting paid out in revenue share, which is 50% of the money that the company is collecting. And that's the way that revenue share is supposed to work. So we did 2, in my opinion, really important things. We got rid of the qualifiers, and we also removed the buffers. I think what that does for you is that when you look at the 2 revenue share models side by side, obviously you have a better opportunity at EXP to earn substantial revenue share. Number 1, because you don't have any qualifiers to unlock levels 2 and 3. And to unlock level 4, you only need 5 qualifiers, where at real you need 20. And I've shared with you earlier what their production numbers look like. So getting 20 qualifiers is not as easy as it may sound. Actually, it's really, really hard to do. And at EXP, you only need 5 qualifiers in order to unlock level 4. At EXP at level 5, you need 10 qualifiers to unlock. You need 10 qualifiers at level 1 in order to unlock levels 1 through 5. And at real, you need 20. Okay. Now it's 5 to 20 at level 4. It's 10 to 25 at level 5. And then, of course, real doesn't have level 6 and 7, so it doesn't matter. All right, listen. My goal was just to share the facts with you. I hope that I did that. And my intention was to give you an opportunity to compare these two models side by side, so you can make an educated decision on what's best for you. If you'd like to learn more information about EXP, if you'd like to learn more information about why, after 22 years of being in the real estate business, selling over 100 homes every year in production, and as a leader building real estate offices, recruiting an average of over 100 agents every year, why I chose EXP over real, why I chose to stay at EXP over real. If you like more information on that conversation, reach out to me. My name is John Dietz. My contact information is right below the video. Give me a call, send me a text, send me an email, or jump on my calendar link and just schedule time to meet with me. If you'd like more information about being a part of Dietz and Dietz Real Estate Consultants with EXP Realty, reach out to me. I'd love to talk to you. All right, guys, thanks for joining me today. My name is John Dietz, and as always, make it a great day.